Joey Strube here, Bikeman Performance. Today on the Dyno Sessions, we're testing intercoolers on the Pro XP.
Not letting you get away with not getting this stuff shot. Ooh, what's that?
C R Intercooler. On the dyno today, we have the Pro XP with the Bikeman Stage 2 bolt-on performance kit, and we're seeing how the upgraded intercooler reacts with this kit. The Stage 2 bolt-on performance kit comes with full Big Mo exhaust, 3-inch, right from the turbo, the whole way to the muffler. Nice aluminum body. It's got a stainless steel core, packing in there, fully bolted billet clamps. This thing sounds like a beast. You get your choice of the Power Vision with 2 tunes or the Torque Link with all available tunes for this model. Another thing, you get the Stage 2 clutch kit with the Cyclone clutch cover to get as much air through that housing and keep that belt cool, get all that power to the ground. Also with Bikeman Performance Stage 2 bolt-on performance kit, you get the silicone intake charge tube. And it also comes with a tramp stamp for your machine.
Blowing my shirt up with that exhaust. A little toasty. What are you looking at here?
So we just did 5 in a row. We're going to take the data, we're going to go to the computer, and we're going to see what the effectiveness of the intercooler is. What we found on the Pro XP is that the intercooler can get heat saturated, especially under high load situations. Intercooler heat saturation is when you have so much heat coming in that it can't maintain dropping the boost temp a given amount. Even though the fresh coolant coming in should be enough to keep it cool, there's not enough flow volume or not enough surface area to keep the charge cool after the intercooler. So we were out looking for a good solution for it, and we found that by replacing the intercooler core, we can really make that intercooler sustain high loads, more boost for longer amounts of time, and keep that intake cool. So on our race car, we actually found that we can break the stock intercooler by, when we're on and off the gas, the change in pressure on the front side and the back side of the intercooler can vibrate it to the point where it'll fatigue, crack, and when it cracks, all that coolant goes through your motor. So we actually ended up replacing the intercooler, but at that point in time, we'd already hydro-shocked the entire engine when it was boiling hot and brittled all the metal in there. So as soon as we got the new intercooler in there, everything was so brittle that it was just a disaster. So having an intercooler that's going to hold together is mega important. So the air coming off the turbo is super hot because it's being compressed. The intercooler's job is to get rid of the heat coming off the turbo. The more heat we can get rid of, the colder the air is here, the more power we can make.
Okay, so we noticed one little problem with this. Check it out.
All right, one of the things we noticed on the Pro XP and some of the other Polaris models is this intake is super squishy. So what'll happen under the intake pulses, you'll start seeing this flex, and it'll suck it completely flat, and when this gets sucked completely flat, there goes your horsepower. See what the data says. I bet it goes crazy. Yeah. But here's the barometric pressure every time it drops over and over.
Normal run, then the intake, boom, boom, yeah. Boom. Till it just basically, dang.
What's weird is it never completely comes back in between.
No. I mean, you'd think it'd pop back up to But
While it's sucked shut, it's equivalent to being at about 12,000 feet. That's how much pressure we lose.
damn, man.
To fix that, we have made a more rigid insert that goes in here and keeps that from collapsing. Right now we have the stock one in there, but the other one's really easy to put in. It's just a couple of V-band clamps, 10 bolts, one bolt on the bottom. You gotta lift up the intake, slide the new one in, boom, it's in there. Takes less than 30 minutes. This is the intercooler, this flat plate you see here, and we can show you what that actually looks like inside, but for now we're just telling you how to do this. To put this new intercooler in there is super easy. All we gotta do is flip this intake up. Now to flip the intake up, we just have to take off the 2 V-band clamps, 10 screws, boom, 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 around there. Take these 2 clamps off here, and one 13mm through bolt in the backside. Then we flip this baby up, pull the intercooler out, transfer the orange little silicone gasket on the bottom, slide the new one in, and enjoy that more horsepower. When upgrading the intercooler, we chose a CR Racing intercooler because there is real fine fins. So there's more fins per square inch than any other intercooler out there. Now, not only is there more fins per square inch, there's more surface area to dissipate heat, and there's more area to let the air through. So it's actually an extruded core, not just a smashed tube. A smashed tube, when you put it under high pressure, wants to turn back into a tube, which can crush the core, giving less surface area to the coolant and less surface area to the fins. One thing you'll notice on the CR Racing intercooler is the inlet and outlet ports are bigger than any other intercooler out there, so we can get as much coolant in and out of here. That plus a fully divided chamber sends all the coolant through the core and back and gives you the most heat transfer possible. All right, so our testing results are stock intercooler gets heat soaked and it will diminish your power. So once those boost temps start climbing, the ECU will start pulling the power down. And with the CR Racing intercooler, we can maintain that power longer. So we keep them boost temps cooler and we can get all that power to the ground. Who the CR Racing intercooler is going to benefit is somebody aggressively riding or racing, especially in high temp conditions or high load conditions. This is the dune rider, the trail rider, the mountain climber, the racer. If you ride like a sissy, this isn't for you. This is how we intend to apply this in our race cars, in our trail setups, and in our personal cars that we ride the Wisconsin trails with, because we ride really fast. The CR Racing intercooler is going to be what you need to save your motor and make the most power possible.
Give it to me really short now. Go.
This thing's damn sexy.
It's nice and short. Rip. Stop waving your metal at me. All right. And again.
And I'm trying to see if we should run this piece or not run this piece.
What is that piece?
It's a seal between the bottom of it and the housing. So.
And what does it do?
It's a seal between the intercooler and the housing. It seals. The Pro XP Bikeman Performance Tramp Stand with every big mo.